This is the Russian Dynamite, Masha Slamovich.
Becca here.
This is Not America's Sweetheart, Davian. And
It's Billy Starks. And
the super fly guy, Trayvon Jordan.
This is the fly side flyer, Jalen Brandon.
Hardcore Princess, Jules Malone.
Hi there, this is the Bubblegum Princess, Alexia Nicole.
This is the Brazilian Wonder Woman, Christy James. This is the baddest black belt, Janai Kai.
This is Kid Bandit.
The smash hit Joel Bateman.
This is Robin Renegade.
Cody Hawk.
Brutal Bob Evans. And you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment, one of my favorite podcasts in the whole wide world.
This is the Bald Eagle, Colt Allen, and you're listening to Wrestling with Entertainment.
Hello, and welcome to the show at Wrestling with Entertainment, the only audio experience on the web today, the trusted choice for interviewing all your favorite wrestlers every Tuesday and Wednesday on YouTube and Castbox, sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. I'm, of course, your host, James J., and it's a great day for wrestling, because we are wrestling with the Bald Eagle, Colt Allen.
That's right, baby. That's right. Thanks for having me. I'm excited to be here.
Absolutely. We're excited to have you on as well. Could you tell us where the Bald Eagle will spread his wings next, event-wise?
Yeah, absolutely. I've got a few dates coming up here in the month of May. So mainly one of the big ones I've got coming up is Flex Wrestling in Troy, Pennsylvania. Really excited for this one. I will be teaming up with NWA superstar Wrecking Ball Legursky. I'm very excited for that. Also, the same company, the next month in June, also myself and NWA superstar Wrecking Ball Legursky will be with none other than the legendary WWE Hall of Famer, Hacksaw Jim Duggan, at the Mud Creek Bison Ranch in Savona, New York. So I could not be more excited for the future here.
And we'll put a pin in that for a moment, but where can we find you on social media and your merchandise?
Yeah, social media. So pretty much all of my ats are Bald Eagle, Colt Allen. I'm on Facebook, Instagram, TikTok. Those are my main three. Threads too, but I don't really post a whole lot on there, to be honest with you. But yeah, Facebook, Instagram, TikTok, at Bald Eagle, Colt Allen.
Merchandise?
Yeah, I don't have a pro wrestling tees store or anything just yet. I'm working on that, so keep your eyes out for that. But I do have, a pretty good selection of merchandise when you guys come and see me at my shows. Love to sell you some stuff.
Perfect. And you don't have to go looking for it. All of the links to his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Alright, let's get into it. You mentioned it. You're going to be in the same ring with Hacksaw Jim Duggan. Obviously Legursky obviously has an American theme as well. So, what does that kind of mean to you, to be in the ring with obviously such a monumental legend like Hacksaw?
Well, I'll tell you that Jim Duggan is probably the most influential person on my up and coming young career here. First of all, he's a hometown hero for me. My family is from the Saratoga Springs area, just a stone's throw down the road from Glens Falls, New York, which is, famously where Hacksaw Jim Duggan is from. So, he's a hometown legend for us. And not only is he a hometown legend, but he's a world-class legend at this point. He's a WWE Hall of Famer. He's a wealth of knowledge. He's a superstar. The fact that he's going to be walking us out to the ring and he's going to be joining us for our fight at the Mud Creek Bison Ranch is something I never thought would ever happen. I take a lot of inspiration from Jim Duggan, both in my character, in my moves, in the way I just kind of view life itself, I think. So I'm excited to meet him for the first. I've never actually gotten to meet him. I'm so excited to actually meet him for the first time. I'm so excited to pick his brain. I'm so excited for just the opportunity to say that I stood next to Jim Duggan.
Right. Because it's obviously, it's going to be a moment, no?
Oh, Absolutely, it's gonna be the best moment of my young career. Obviously, you'll hope it only goes up from there, but I can tell you it's I don't. It's hard to see how it can go up much more from there. I mean, he's one of my idols. So to be in a ring with him is, man, it's a dream come true, is what it is.
Well, let's talk about your tag team partner, Wrecking Ball Legursky. I thought it was a one-time thing, but you guys are like a proper tag team now.
Absolutely. So, yep, absolutely. Wrecking Ball took me under his wing a few shows ago at the same place that, the Mud Creek Racing Ranch there at Flex Wrestling. Took me under his wing. He's been showing me a lot, teaching me a lot inside the ring, outside the ring. It's really cool having a mentor like Wrecking Ball because he's been so many places. He's more seasoned than I am, obviously. I mean, I'm a very young Robin, obviously, but it's interesting. It's funny because, my coach, H.C. Loke, always joked that, like, well, he looks like you're a son. You look like father and son is basically what the tag team is, so I don't think that there could be two better characters to kind of put together on a screen, number one, but I don't think that I could ask for a better mentor, somebody to have, guiding me along the way than Wrecking Ball, because he really is everything that I want to be, everything I aspire to be, everything I look up to. So to have him directing me, teaching me, showing me the ropes, so to speak, again, is invaluable. But I'm sorry, I got a little off topic there, but to answer your question about it being more than a one-time thing, yeah. So Team America, hell yeah. That's what we're going with. It's awesome. I'm so excited. All we do is we spread the power of patriotism. We spread our love for the country. We spread our upright happiness to be in the sport of pro wrestling in the place that we love.
Now, that being said, what's a pet peeve about Wrecking Ball that you just don't understand?
A pet peeve about Wrecking Ball that I don't understand. That's a hard one. I haven't gotten to work with him a whole lot yet. We've only had a couple of matches. We've had the one match so far, and the one kind of, I don't know how you describe it, but the one kind of, moment together there at the show before. I don't know if I could say that I have a pet peeve. I mean, the man is so brilliant. He's literally opened the door, shown me everything, but I guess I have to find something. That's a good question. That's a good one. I didn't expect you to hit me with a hard-hitting one right away. I guess it would just be,
Oh, hello?
Man, I don't know. I don't know a good one.
Well, I'm sure if, as time progresses, you'll get a sense of his personality.
Yeah,
a couple of
absolutely. Well,
people
so
that I've
far, the
talked-
only sense I've gotten of a personality has been that of somebody that wants to teach, help, pass it forward, and all around just be a great person, not only to just me, but to everybody in the locker room. Is the only impression that I got from the man so far.
Right. But as somebody that's spoken to people that know Wrecking Ball, there's definitely pet peeves.
Oh.
But I am curious. Was this something your tag team with Wrecking Ball? Was that something that was planned, or was that something that just kind of naturally progressed to like, hey, we actually have something here?
Yeah, well, I think it kind of, I guess that's a good, I guess that's a kind of a good way to put it. I guess it was kind of almost something that kind of just happened. Me being, kind of the character, being the person that I am, the personality that I am at Flex Wrestling, being in the early Mud Creek Stampede Scramble matches, and then them, of course, just trying to be a great up-and-coming wrestling company trying to bring in all the best talent in the area, all the best superstars that we could find, big names, NWA superstars such as Wrecking Ball Legursky. And when we kind of were in the same building, in the same locker room, I think heads kind of got turned. People in management kind of noticed, and I think Wrecking Ball kind of noticed himself, like, I wonder, maybe we do have something here. And, you know, whenever the idea was thrown my way, and when Wrecking Ball came up to me after my match, after I lost the Mud Creek Stampede Scramble and the match against Sear and Rain, the following show after that, when he came up to me, it was reinvigorating for me is what it was. It was reinvigorating. It was a new idea. It was something that I thought, well, me being a young, like I said, I mean, I used this kind of analogy earlier in the show, but me being the up-and-coming wrestler that I am, me being a young learning student, I'm always trying to look for a new avenue to grow myself, a new way to network myself out to other places, other directions, other places to just get my name out there, to get the name Colt Allen out there. And what kind of wrestler would I be if I were to decline something as amazing of an opportunity as to have an NWA superstar taking me under his wing and guiding me, and, you know, not only showing me out in the ring, like I had said earlier, not only showing me in the ring, but showing me outside the ring as well. I think it was kind of something. I don't know if it was planned. I think it was kind of something that just kind of happened. We saw the two personalities that just kind of clicked, and him being somebody that is him being of the good-natured person he is in a locker room, a leader like that, wanted to pass it forward to somebody like that. And I'm just so grateful that he saw something in me, and management saw something in me and chose me to be that person. I'm just extraordinarily grateful for that.
Now, you mentioned it. You work for Flex Wrestling and Wild Zero Wrestling. Can you tell us about your relationship with the companies?
Yeah, I'm sorry. I kind of cut you off. What was the second one that you had said? I heard Flex.
Oh, Wild Zero.
Oh yeah, Wild Zero. Yeah. Oh yeah. There's a couple of them actually. So, well, Wild Zero is kind of Wild Zero and Ground Zero also are kind of like almost related companies in a way. So to work with both of those companies, my gosh, they're homes away from home is what they are for me. You know, I had started initially more with Excite Wrestling. Still love to work, still go there all the time, and anytime they have a show, you can always find me there at Excite Wrestling too. But as you know, of course, now there's Flex Wrestling, obviously Ground Zero, Wild Zero, of course. Those are up in Rochester, so they're kind of further away from Excite and Flex. Like I'm kind of in that Binghamton, New York, kind of the southern tier of upstate New York area. Kind of also where in Flex being the Finger Lake area, so kind of right in that area. They're kind of real close to home, kind of my home base ones. But then, of course, there's, like I had said, the Ground Zero, Wild Zero up in the Rochester area, kind of a little bit of a drive for me, but like I said, that's home away from home right there. I actually also train with Ground Zero, too. I train both at the Flex Wrestling Academy and the Ground Zero Wrestling School, so because their training schedules are kind of work out perfectly, where I'm able to go to both classes, both schools, because they run on opposite days of the week, so it just works out perfectly. Where it kind of stinks because it's kind of a long drive when you're going up there, but the knowledge that they pass down is invaluable as well, and I feel like I get the best of both worlds. But there's also a couple other companies that you can find me working for pretty often, which is I'm starting to get in with Immortal Championship Wrestling. I just made my debut for them a couple months ago. Also, on May 9th, I had on May 9th, I had just been in their over-the-top rope Royal Rumble style match, 30-man. So that was a great opportunity that I had there as well. Starting to get in, hoping to continue to show my face with that company a little bit more. Ultimate Wrestling, also kind of closer to that Rochester-ish area, kind of kind of halfway in between, I guess you might say. They kind of run various areas there. Extreme Wrestling Force. Yeah, that's kind of a good group of places that you can see me. I just made my New York Wrestling Connection debut also just a few weeks ago down in Long Island. So trying to get that name out there, trying to really expand that list of promotions. And so far, I think I'm doing a pretty good job. I'm pretty excited, pretty happy with the progress I've made in expanding the name out there this year so far.
It sounds like you've been all over the map in New York, at least.
Really have been trying. Really have been trying my best. If there is a weekend that I'm not booked, I'm in a car somewhere trying to find something. You know, I'm out somewhere doing something. I'm finding that my free weekends are coming a lot more fewer and farther in between, and that's how I want it. You know, that's how that's how I've always been taught that a successful young training wrestler should be. They should not have free weekends. You should either be, if you're not booked, you need to be in a car, finding somewhere to go do a ring cruise, finding somewhere to introduce yourself, finding somewhere to do this or that. And if you really can't find anything, then hopefully you can find a ring to train in, you know, open ring, which is a nice thing about Flex Wrestling Academy. We have, you know, Sunday class, you know, Saturday and Sunday classes. So, you know, there's always a backup at least. If I really can't find something, at least I'm able to train. But I've always been really good about making sure I'm finding something every weekend to put my face out there to just grow that network, to grow the brand.
Right. And, I mean, have you looked at other states to kind of break out of? You know, obviously, you know, you're in the Northeast. Obviously, it's a hotbed.
Yeah, totally. So definitely first move well actually I actually have gotten out of state a couple of times. So I've actually gotten out of the country once too. I had worked one time for a company called Savage Bloodline in Canada, and so I've gotten out of country before, but I also have worked out of state. I had mentioned earlier, my coach is H.C. Loke, my trainer. One of my trainers, he's the head trainer of the Flex Wrestling Academy. So, yeah. So he had gotten me. He goes down to Florida, and I had traveled with him with my coach H.C. Lowe. He does a couple of shows a year down in Deltona, Florida, with his ex tag team partner. Well, I guess still tag teaming. You know, Carnage Crew partner Tony DeVito. They have a couple events a year down there in Deltona, and he was gracious enough to allow me to come with him and travel with him, and I was able to have a couple of matches down there last year. So that was really exciting to be able to get out of state, work down in Florida, really hit the road, get a good road trip experience in me. That was a lot of fun. But as far as other states, you know, looking forward to the future, other states to look to get into. Yeah, like you said, I'm in the Northeast area, so gotta get the Pennsylvania debut in. Well, that's already, like I had mentioned, kind of already in the works with the Flex Wrestling. The night the state line was crossed is the name of the show, because it's our first show in Pennsylvania, where we're going to be right over the border. But companies based in Pennsylvania, you know, away from the home companies, the home promotions, right? Obviously, like I had said, trying to expand the name, expand the brand. So step one, obviously, would definitely be getting more involved in the Pennsylvania area. Then there's also Connecticut. You know, like I had mentioned earlier, got some pretty good ties now, I think, in Connecticut. Like I had said, I would like to hope to grow my network through some of the people I've met in Flex, just like my tag team partner, Wrecking Ball. So there's some good possible doors that I hope to open in that area. And then, you know, I know it's obviously part of the same state, but it's almost kind of a, you know, I mean, people in New York kind of know how it is. The city is a little different than upstate, but I got to start getting my foot in the door down in the city as well, because there's a pretty big wrestling scene that I'm not involved in down there that I think would really be helpful to get involved down in New York City as well. So I think that's another big step.
And I'm out of curiosity, how was your trip up north? Considering, you know, you're an American patriot.
Yeah, no, it went very well. I was part of a heavyweight tournament, heavyweight championship tournament. Unfortunately, didn't go my way, but I had a nice time. I had a good time. I traveled up with a couple of friends, a couple of other wrestlers that I get along real well with. So, all in all, it was a really fun weekend. good experience to get out of country and meet some other people that I've never worked with before, that have never met me. So always invaluable to find to kind of get away from home.
I gotcha. Now, not many people cheat in a match and then actually lose the match. Can you tell us about your match with TJ Epics and getting knocked out by Brass Knuckles?
Oh my goodness, boy, do I remember that. Well, I guess I don't really remember all of it. Really, I'll tell you my recollection of that match is this guy was trying to cheat the whole time, always trying to get the ref to look away. And all of a sudden, the last thing I remember is turning around and getting decked with a set of brass knuckles. I wake up and they tell me I won the thing.
Not
I
a
guess
bad
I
way to
can't
wake
talk
up.
about more than that other than what the footage saw. That's X-Site Wrestling Project X tapings back then, and that was a lot of fun.
I mean, it was definitely a clever way to get a W in the match.
It was I don't know if I want to take that again, getting brass knuckled right in the face. But hey, I mean, anything to win a match, I guess, right?
Is that something that you come up with, or is that something that somebody comes up to you and is like, I think this will get over?
Yeah, pretty much, essentially.
I gotcha. Well,
Excuse me.
another a big match that you were in, that you were a part of, was against a one brutal Bob Evans, Uncle
Yep.
Bob.
Uncle Bob.
Can you tell us about your experience wrestling Brutal Bob?
Well, first of all, that was a really, really good. That was a great day. That was a really knowledgeable day. Brutal Uncle Bob had actually done a seminar with Kevin Kelly for our school earlier in the day that day. So not only did I get to wrestle Bob one-on-one on the show, but that was just a couple hours after we had gone through a Bob and Kevin Kelly seminar, which, you know, was some of the best money I ever spent. I mean, you're talking about, well, Kevin Kelly, ex-WWE, and he also now has, had his own company in Pennsylvania. And just the knowledge that those two have and the knowledge that they share. I mean, if you know anything, I mean, you obviously know who he is if you called him Uncle Bob. So you obviously know, I mean, he's an extremely, extremely knowledgeable professional wrestler. He loves sharing his knowledge. He's all about passing it forward, passing it down to the next generation. So that was his entire mission that day, was to come to our school, to come to our students, tailor that lesson to us. And then when it came time for our work, for our match, working with him was, well, it was the first time that I had ever, like, wrestled, like a real veteran wrestler, I guess you could say, or somebody that had, like, been brought in, like a name that had been brought in and to our show to headline the show. That was the first time I had ever gotten to wrestle somebody of that caliber. So, of course, all I was a bucket of nerves that day, right? You know, but you know, he's Bob Evans, and he made it so easy and so simple, you know. And of course, I'll always have one little memory. Anybody who knows me who's listening to this will always talk about the infamous leg drop. Well, I'll never do that again. I learned that. But again, you know, Bob Evans, again, I learned so much from Bob Evans. I'm so grateful for Johnny Moose for giving me the opportunity to have that match, for believing in me to even give me the opportunity to book Colt Allen against Bob Evans. So, yeah, that was definitely a highlight of my young time so far.
And what does that kind of mean to you, to be, you know, trusted as the guy to wrestle somebody like Bob Evans for, you know?
It was, yeah, when I found that out, like, I like couldn't believe it. Like, I was so, it was such a mixture of emotions of, like, pride and fear, you know, because I was so proud because I know the work that I put in, to get there, and I knew that it was something that I deserved, and I knew it was something that I had earned. So I was so proud. And then it was also the mixture of gratitude, where I was just so grateful that they had recognized that they had recognized me for that, they had recognized the work that I had put in, and they had told me that they thought that I had earned it and that they thought that I deserved it. And that right there, that what's the word I'm looking for? That affirmation, I guess, from my superiors to tell me you deserve this, you earned this, was awesome. Such a grateful thing. And then, of course, the fear of, well, oh, God bless. And then, of course, the fear of, oh God, I hope I don't mess this up,
Right. But I mean, like, once the match is over and, it's all said and done, is that a moment you kind of take in the moment, like, wow, I did this? Or is it something that kind of sets in afterwards, like, that actually happened?
I'll be honest, yeah, that's probably, I guess, the second one that you said. So, honestly, when I came back from the curtain, I was more thinking about, like, the things that I had done wrong in the match, right? Because, I was, anybody in our craft wants to do it. Anybody in our craft who truly cares about what they do wants what they do to be perfect. They want what they do to be amazing. They want to put on the best match possible. And I mean, looking back on it, I am obviously super proud of the match that I had. But coming back from the curtain in that moment, all you can think about is what you screwed up. And so there's kind of that moment of like disappointment in self, frustration, but also, yes, there's the pride of, hey, you still did it. You still got it done. You did a great job. Listen to the fans. They got over with them. They loved you. They got to react. Everything went the way it was supposed to. Everybody is safe. Nobody got hurt. There's all, yeah. So there's that. And then there's kind of the pause in all of those emotions. That's kind of the thing with coming back from the curtain, especially in a match like that, with somebody like that, is you kind of do have that little moment of like, when you do come back from the curtain of all those emotions, but then it pauses. Time out, because now you're coming over and now it's time to talk about it, right? Now it's time to learn, because this is kind of where the real learning sets in, is like, now you've done it, now it's time to talk about what you did. This is where the real learning kind of kicks in. So you don't really have time to feel those emotions. You might have 30 seconds to a minute on your way back, or on your walk back, to think about those things, but then it's time out, time to talk business, time to talk, time to learn, time to become a student again. And so yeah, I would say it's on the drive home. It's in bed that night, and then you go, guess it wasn't as bad as I thought. Man, I guess it was really good. And man, I guess we did that. Man, that was awesome. Man, I can't believe I did that. Yeah.
Right, because I can't imagine Bob isn't dropping some knowledge on you after the match.
Oh, totally. He totally is.
No, I mean, we talked about...
The thing about a guy like Bob is he's taking any opportunity that he can find to give you knowledge, and he will give you that knowledge. He's all about, somebody like him is all about passing it down, which, and that's kind of all of my coaches. That's why I love the two schools that I'm involved in, the Flex Wrestling Academy, Ground Zeroes Wrestling School. My coaches at Flex, HC Loke, Sean Carr. My coaches at Ground Zero, Maddock, Colin Delaney, Cheech, Cloudy, Captain Nick Ando, Chris Worthless. All of those guys up there are like, they're so patient. They take any opportunity. They don't hold anything back. They don't withhold the knowledge from you. Like, if they find an opportunity to give you some knowledge, they give it to you. And that's what any good, I think that's what any, not even wrestling coach, but any good teacher in general in life, right, does, is they don't withhold knowledge from you. They give it all to you, so that way you can be better than them and kind of leave the business better than they found it. And that's why I'm so grateful for the coaches that I have, because I truly feel that, like, that's what they aim for. And Bob Evans is an example of that, where that's what he really wants to do. He wants to leave the sport better than he found it by passing every bit of knowledge that he has. So if there ever is a time where he can pass that knowledge, he's going to. And after you wrestle is totally one of those moments, if not probably the most knowledgeable moment. Yeah.
I mean, we spoke about Wrecking Ball a little earlier, but you haven't got in the ring with Wrecking Ball one-on-one.
No, nope. We haven't gotten in the ring one-on-one. Man, maybe one day that would certainly be interesting. It would be an interesting tall challenge. I mean, he is a big man. I'm a large guy myself, but man, even a guy like him makes me look small. And I haven't learned everything from him yet. I'm excited to see, kind of where it takes me, and who knows, down the line, years from now, I think a student versus teacher match. I mean, who doesn't want that, right? Like, what student doesn't want to eventually wrestle their teacher, right? So
Right.
that would totally be an amazing goal to have, is to eventually one day wrestle Wrecking Ball. I mean, obviously, the goal right now is to make everything out of Team America Hell Yeah. To make everything out of the team that we have right now with Flex Wrestling, to make everything out of this opportunity, to make everything out of the knowledge that the man is sharing with me. That's step number one, obviously in my mind, but totally down the road, years down the road, that would be, I mean, you can already consider that a dream match. Boom. I mean, you can already put that on the list of dream matches. Wrecking Ball Legursky. Absolutely. What student doesn't want to wrestle the teacher?
Now, you can correct me if I'm wrong here, but
Sure.
you wrestled Sean Carr, who was
I did.
actually the
Couple
first
times.
ever main event of the first ever indie show that you had seen. No?
That is right. Yep. That was a big day for me. Yep. So that was actually in Binghamton too. So kind of a full circle moment. Okay, so I guess I'll start with that first indie show. I was 16 years old. My dad had taken me to a wrestling show, Excite Wrestling, which is, again, full circle, because that's the company that, I went to wrestling school with, started training with, began my career with, and it was also the company I watched my first independent wrestling show with. So, obviously I had been a wrestling fan for years, watched WWE, but now I had actually even gone to a few house shows and even a Monday Night Raw, but we had never gone to an indie show in the area or anything like that. We had never really known about them, and then we heard about the one that they were doing at our minor league baseball team stadium. We have, in Binghamton, is the minor league affiliate of the New York Mets. And me and my dad were big baseball fans, big Mets fans. So we went to baseball games there a lot. So they had kind of an event where they had a show in the, not on the field, but kind of in the little side. It's hard to describe the way they had it set up. They had like a little bleacher area. It was a really awesome setup the way they had it. They had 440 fans there, so it was a great, really big house that night. So it was really a lot of people there. So it was a really great setup. And I remember a few matches on there. There's quite a few matches that I could remember in detail. And interestingly enough, a lot of people on that show that I remember that are now coaches of mine, fellow peers of mine. So that's pretty cool. Anyways, I'm sorry, I'm getting a little off topic here, but we're talking about the first main event. The main event was Greg Excellent versus Sean Carr. That was the main event. It was for the Excite Heavyweight Championship, and it was amazing. I already knew that I loved Sean Carr. I bought a shirt that day actually. So was filled with respect for him. So already knew what he brought to the table. Again, like I had kind of told the story a little out of order, but fast forward to all these years later, start my wrestling career with Excite Wrestling, and they give me the opportunity to have a one-on-one match with Sean Carr to answer the challenge. with Sean Carr. Not only, the other really cool thing about that was that it was also in our hometown of Binghamton. So, like I said, full circle moment right there. One of the coolest things ever. Sean is also one of our coaches at the Flex Wrestling Academy. Sean has been also one of my biggest mentors through this process of navigating the field of wrestling, learning the ropes, learning this business, and he's been a major part in that for me. So, yeah.
It sounds like a fantastic moment. It's like a pinch yourself type moment.
It really was. There was I made a little post about it that night. Somebody had taken a amazing picture of a great standoff between me and him looking face to face, and that picture will live in my mind forever because, like, hey, I'm in the ring with Sean now. I'm in the ring with the guy. When I was the kid, I was sitting there on the other side of the barricade watching this guy in the main event, and now here I am. I'm sitting in the ring across, against him. So
No,
it didn't end well for me. I ate a super kick. Actually, ate two of them, but yeah, it was still a full circle moment that will live with me forever.
it's not a pinch me moment, more of a kick me moment.
I guess so. Yeah, I guess it is. And he did not hesitate on kicking me.
Hey, wild, cunning and wild veteran.
That's right. That's what he is.
Now, can you tell us about Colt's American Summer Studies?
Colt's American Summer Studies. That was a fun little program that I was doing in Excite Wrestling last summer. It was kind of an idea that I had while being a part of a group up in Rochester. Like I had mentioned earlier, I do a lot of work with Ground Zero and Wild Zero. We had mentioned that earlier in the show. Well, a part of a group that I was with up at Ground Zero was with Dick Justice. Dick's Unified Monster Bashers, because we were chasing a monster, Will Carroll. He's an alien. He was an alien. We proved it. I would just like to say that. We proved it. We won in the end. But yeah, Dick Justice taught me a lot about the enjoyable, lighthearted side of pro wrestling, which is it's... I guess if you kind of watch a Colt Allen match, you kind of get the idea that that's a big part of my game. It's a big part of what I love. It's a big part of what I think wrestlers do what they find the most entertaining to them, and it's the part of wrestling that I find the most entertaining to me. So I work it in where I can, as much as I can. And Dick Justice taught me a lot about that. And it was kind of an idea that I had while being a part of that group, while being under the tutelage of Dick Justice. And I had kind of thought of that idea, and I had the opportunity in Excite to make it a thing. We had a little fair show, and I had some fun with that, and yeah, I had a lot of fun with that. It was just a little program that we had done. It only lasted for a couple of shows, but it was a goofy little thing, and we had fun that summer.
Do you think we'll see Colt's ass again?
I don't know about the summer studies part, but you might see Colt's ass.
I think that's a great segue into Colt's bizarre adventure. You're a pro wrestler that goes up and down the roads, and weird, crazy, and bizarre things are bound to happen. Can you tell us a road story that fits that description?
A bizarre road story?
Yes.
I guess it would be harder to narrow it down to just one. I mean,
you could tell multiple if you'd like.
Is it really a wrestling road trip if there's not a bizarre road story?
Very true.
The one that kind of always sticks out in my mind, and this is, this may be a little immature of me to share this because it's, there's a little bit of, maybe it's toilet humor and maybe that's a little immature, but it was one of the funniest things that's ever happened in a car. And I always will hear about it. I'll always get made fun of by these people until the day I die for this. But here we are, we're traveling home from this Ground Zero show in the middle of a snowstorm. I mean, not just a snowstorm, but like a blizzard, like a whiteout. Like,
It's bad.
it was bad. And I am with two other people in my car. One was Grizzly Olsen and Patty Baum. And, man, these guys, I mean, they were just trying to mess with me. They were just trying to annoy me. And, because they knew, well, here was the thing is we were driving and everybody decided that they were going to have Taco Bell. So, of course, if
Yeah.
some people don't always do the best with Taco Bell. And needless to say, I really needed to use the restroom, but I was trying to focus on the road because there was a whiteout and these guys were trying to make every noise possible to distract me. Hey, Colt, what about that? Hey, Colt, what about that? Hey, Colt, hey, Colt, hey, Colt, hey, Colt, hey, Colt. I mean, literally just trying to mess with me, trying to rib me. And eventually I screamed, and I won't say what I said. I don't know the rating of your show here, but I said,
Say whatever
everybody
the fuck you
in this... What was that? Okay, good.
Say
Yeah,
whatever the fuck you want. We have no censors.
everybody in this car needs to shut the fuck up right now. And that one kind of lives forever. I always hear that line of me telling everybody to shut the fuck up. Yeah, I love those guys, and that was just a funny story that kind of always lives forever. But I guess really the question is it really a wrestling road trip if something bizarre does not happen?
I would definitely say no, because something always happens.
Exactly.
All right, so everybody, shut the fuck up. Now, outside of pro wrestling, you actually have a deep love of animals. Can you
Yeah,
tell us
absolutely.
about that?
Yeah, I do. I'm sitting here on my couch right now next to my dog Bailey. Yep, I do. I love dogs, cats. I love all animals. I work at an animal shelter. I work at Animal Care Sanctuary in East Smithfield, Pennsylvania. It's a really, really great shelter. I love what I do. I really love that job for multiple reasons. Obviously, the main one is just because of it's the animals. I love being around animals. It's like as close to, I mean, can any job really be stress-free? I guess not, but like it's as close to a stress-free job as I think I can get. There's not really many other jobs where you can get pissed off at work and then just take a dog out for a walk and calm down. There's not really a lot of other jobs where you can do that, and I have that opportunity at my work, so I really, really love it for that reason, but also, any time I need for, I was always very upfront from the day I started there, and management has always been so good to me about wrestling, where if there's a time I need off for wrestling, I get it. They don't ever give me a hard time about requesting days off or needing to take this or not be in on this day or take a half day on this day because I have a show here or show there or come in a little late this day because I got home at 5 a.m. or something like that. They always accommodate me, and I love that. But I love the work that I do even more because not only just getting to hang out with the dogs, play with the dogs, teach the dogs, train them, hang out, and just be a part of their lives, then be a part of my life, but then to the rewarding moments of like their adoptions, because that's what we are. We're a kennel to adopt. So, to when you do see a dog that has been in your kennel for 200 days, that is maybe a behavior issue at first, who made a really great turnaround through 2 months of training and all this, and you're now finally watching them find a loving home with a family. So that's a super rewarding moment that you get to. So I really do love it. Yeah.
You mentioned your dogs cuddle up at you right now. What
Yep.
kind do you got?
Got a black lab. Her name is Bailey. Yep.
A classic lab.
Yep, that's right. She's such a good girl. She's just sitting right here, right next to me.
Did she come from your shelter?
No, actually, she was my grandfather's dog, and unfortunately, my grandfather had passed away a couple of years ago, and
Sorry
I just
for your
didn't want to
loss.
see. No, thank you, I appreciate that. I just didn't want to see her go to a shelter, and I had the opportunity to continue to care for her. So I said, nope, she's not going to any place like that. She's going to come with me. She has for the last few years, and yep, we just live together. She's my roommate. I also have a cat too, Tiger. Yep. Yep. Also my grandfather's cat. Yep. I just didn't want to see either of them go to a shelter like that, so I just took them with me.
I gotcha.
Yeah.
Now, can you tell us about your tattoos and if there's any significant meaning behind them?
There sure is. I only have one. Tattoo. Maybe more. I'm sure I'll probably get more someday. But I'm the kind of person that I gotta have a real good idea. It's gotta really mean something if I'm not against getting more, but I've only had
Look, Colt?
So I'm not against getting more tattoos. I only have the one right now. It's just I gotta have a really good idea, to commit to something like that. So right now I only have the one, but I'll give you the story behind that.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there absolutely is a super deep meaning behind it. So I just mentioned my one grandfather, the one who had passed away with the pets. My other grandfather, my mom's father, who's also passed away now. It's been a little long for him. He passed away when I was about, I think, 15 or 16. It's just the same tattoo that he had when he was, I want to say when he was 18 or when he was very, very young. He went and got just a very basic, I don't know if there was any meaning for him when he got it at the time, but he got just a picture of a panther on his tattoo, a panther on his right forearm. That was just the tattoo that he had gotten. Coincidentally enough, his cousin also had that same tattoo. I think that might be why he got it. He got the same tattoo as his cousin did. His cousin is Fred Dryer, who was a former LA Rams football player from the 80s, and he's also the the star of the TV show Hunter from the 80s. If anybody out there has ever remembered that show from, I think it was like the late 80s, maybe early 90s. It was a cop show. Yeah, Fred Dryer, that was his cousin, and they both had that tattoo right there. And when my grandfather had passed away, I decided, well, when I turn 18 and I'm able to get a tattoo, that's what I'm going to get. I'm going to get that tattoo because that's what he had. So, yeah, that's the meaning behind it.
So you said that you're not opposed to getting more tattoos. Do you have any ideas for new tattoos?
Not really, not really. I think if I ever got tattoos, they would just be like memorial pieces, or something like that. Yeah. I'm not against it. It's not like I'm saying I won't get any more tattoos. It's just I don't have any good ideas. I don't have anything really meaningful that I can think of that I would want to put on my body for life right now. Maybe if something hopefully nothing like that happens, but just maybe I think if I ever did, it would be something like memorial. Yeah.
I got you.
Yeah.
Now, I think it's time for the colossal question.
Oh.
Let's say they're making a movie about you. Every movie has a soundtrack. What would be the first 3 songs on your movie soundtrack?
The first 3 songs on my movie soundtrack. Wow, that's really good. Well, Freebird. Definitely Freebird. I don't know if that's first or third, but that's one of them. Freebird by Leonard Skinner. That's gotta be, right? Because he's the bald eagle, but also it's just my favorite song of all time.
Okay.
Who doesn't? Freebird. Man, that's a deep question, and I want to give the right answer. Definitely, yeah, without a question, Freebird. You know what? I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to say Freebird. 2 out of 3 Ain't Bad by Meatloaf. And give me, what's the, Baby Blue by Badfinger as number 3. The Breaking Bad song.
Okay. Well, definitely a solitary picks to say the least.
That's right. Yeah, I think so. I'm happy with it.
Now that we have the soundtrack down, everybody knows you get the soundtrack first, then you write the script, and then you go to casting. Who plays Colt, and you can't see yourself because you are obligated to make a Stan Lee-esque cameo.
Okay. Well, are we going by looks or are we going by
I mean, honestly, it's whoever you want. Like we've had some pretty ridiculous answers in the past. We've had people that wanted animated features. This girl wanted Larry David to play her. So I mean, there is really no rules here.
He doesn't look. I don't look anything like him. It would take a lot of makeup and some CGI work, or maybe we can all just pretend that we do look alike. But I would probably say Robert De Niro.
Okay.
I don't know. He's probably my favorite actor. I don't know. I'd probably say him.
All right, Robert De Niro. We're going for the Academy Award here.
I think so.
Now, every movie has a supporting cast. Who would be 3 people significant to you in your story that would be in your movie, and who would play them?
Huh. Well, I have to say my mom, obvious, definitely my mom. I don't know I don't know who would play my mom. That's a hard question. I don't know if she's anything like her, but I know that my mom would laugh if I said Melissa McCarthy because that's one of her favorites. So maybe we'll say that.
Okay, fair enough.
My dad, who I would say, Oh, that's a good one. John Goodman.
Solid pick.
And then H.C. Loke, for sure. It's got to be on there. Who would play H.C. Loke? That's a great question. I don't know if they look, I guess. Again, it's kind of the same thing with me and Robert De Niro. But if we want a great actor, and maybe this might work, I would make Kurt Russell as H.C. Loke.
Okay, sweet.
Yeah, there you go.
What is definitely sounding like a great movie.
That's a good movie right there, isn't it? That's a good cast.
A great, a blockbuster to say the least. And you could pre-order the tickets now.
That's right.
Now onto a controversial subject.
Okay.
Pineapple on pizza. What's your stance?
I've had it before, and I've eaten it before, but I would never buy it. I would never order it. I would never do it. I don't even know why it was even at the place. Who even thought of that? Why is that a thing?
Somebody in Canada.
It's just I guess if somebody held a gun to my head and said you have to eat this, I'd be like, fine. I guess it's not that big of a deal. But why? Why the hell is that even a thing? Who the hell decided to put it doesn't belong. It doesn't belong. I would never buy it. I'm not one of the people that will like rage about it, but it's dumb and it does not belong. Yeah, give me a nice pepperoni pizza, or like a chicken bacon ranch pizza, or like a buffalo pizza, something like that, or supreme. Just so many different pizzas. Pineapple? Oh, what the fuck? No.
Okay, so anti-pineapple on pizza.
Anti. I'm not I won't get like all upset about it like some people will, but
You're not
like the
willing
word
to die
moist.
over it, like you said.
Yeah,
Gun to your head.
it's not a hill exactly. Not a hill I'll die on, but like no, absolutely not. Not. And you will never see me with the pineapple pizza.
What's your spirit Pokemon?
Oh, easy, Snover.
Wow, like you had that lined up.
Yeah, because Snover is over.
And bringing it back to wrestling. Now we love the late great Tracy Smothers on the show. Do you know the acronym for Doug? THUG.
I don't, but I feel like I should, because my coach will yell at me for not knowing, I'm sure, because I should know, because Tracy Smothers was somebody that taught him, so I feel like I should know this.
Well, let me drop some knowledge on you. T is for terrible, H is for hell, U is for ugly, and G is for jail, 'cause a dog can't spell. Your coach now has permission to yell at you.
He's gonna yell at me for not knowing that when he hears this. Yeah, I'm quite sure. Yeah, because my coach H.C. Loke was part of the original ECW, and when he first broke into the business, it was by getting to have some open ring time. Like he always just tells the story of when he was very, very early on in his ECW time. Excuse me, I'm mixing up my words here. In his ECW time, getting to go in and have open ring time before shows, like would go live after Ring Crew was done, but before the show would go live, kind of like when the talent would be getting lunch or what have you. Tracy Smothers would be one of the people that would kind of run the open ring area. So I should probably know that. He's probably disappointed in me for not.
I mean, sounds like something Tracy would do. Great person, and
Absolutely
something that we tried to honor the late great Tracy Smothers, trying to keep his memory alive on the show.
That's great. That's awesome. I love that.
Now, weirdest question you'll be asked on a wrestling interview, hopefully. Would you ever consider wrestling a Rock? Not Dwayne Johnson, not the country, an actual physical Rock.
Wrestling a Rock. I mean, throw enough dollar bills behind it, and I'll wrestle anything. But yes, in this, I mean, sure. I mean, I guess everybody's. The Rock might. It might win. I don't know if I could punch it. I don't know if I could depending on how big it is. I don't know if I could body slam it. I probably wouldn't be able to splash it. That would probably hurt. Does a Rock have shoulders that can be pinned?
I mean, that's up for debate.
I might just be going in to do the JOB, but I mean, I'm not above that. So hey, I mean, sure. I mean, if there's enough dollar bills behind it, I'll do a JOB to a Rock.
Well, just for context, there is a wrestler named Psycho Mike that indeed wrestled a Rock for over 15 minutes in a Tungsten Man match. That's an Arm Man match that lasts for 2 weeks.
That's amazing. See, I really, really do love stuff like that. And as embarrassing as it is, as you could take my wrestling card, my wrestling fan card away for this, but one of my favorite matches from WrestleMania weekend was the Sandman Invisible Man match. I love that kind of I love that kind of stuff. It just makes me laugh. As ridiculous and as some may call it terrible as it is, but it does make me laugh. It does make me giggle. It's entertaining to me in some regard. Obviously, it's obviously it's ridiculous. Nobody can deny that, but it does make me laugh. I'm immature enough to laugh at stuff like that.
All right. Well, on a more serious note, where do you see yourself in 5 years?
In 5 years, I really, really hope to see myself. I mean, obviously, what wrestler doesn't say? Like, what person? I'm 25 years old right now, so in 5 years, I'll be 30 years old. What 25-year-old wrestler doesn't say when they're 30 years old they want to be with the WWE? Of course. I mean, that is absolutely my number one goal. But realistically, I know that may not be an option, and that's not going to stop me from continuing to drive and at least work towards that by putting in every mile that I can, putting in every training session that I can, lifting every board on a ring crew that I can, getting every match I can, taking every booking I can. It's not going to stop my grind to at least try to achieve that goal. So in 5 years, you can absolutely say that you will see me in major promotions, in places like, to name a couple, how about like GCW, to maybe even to play Major League Wrestling, these big the National Wrestling Alliance. All places like these are places that I hope to have worked for or be working for by that time. And like I said, with the grind that I plan on putting in, I don't see any reason why you won't see Colt Allen in the WWE or in NXT or in some capacity in that system within the next 5 years or even sooner than that. Because I'm driven. I have the willpower to put the work in that's necessary to do this and to make this my life. I've already decided long ago that this is the life that I'm committing to. This is what I have to live for. It's professional wrestling. This is what I'm going to dedicate my life to. So, what kind of person would I be if I didn't put everything into it? So you can expect that from me. Everything I have from now until the day I lay my head down will be based on improving my status in the business of professional wrestling, because that is what I want to what I want to dedicate my life to. I've decided that. Yeah. So in the WWE, hopefully. If not, then you'll see me in major companies. You will see Colt Allen in the professional wrestling world in some regard.
And what is a match people should go out of their way to see that best shows off you as a pro wrestler?
I would say, if you want to see, I will give you two. I'll give you singles and I'll give you tag team. If you want to see tag team, me and Wrecking Ball Legursky versus Primetime at Flex Wrestling. You can find that on my YouTube, again, at Bald Eagle Colt Allen. Or if I'm trying to remember exactly, I'll tell you the match, but I'm trying to remember which episode exact it was. I can look that up real quick, but it was one of the Ground Zero studio tapings, which you can find on Ground Zero's YouTube channel. It was Colt Allen versus Chael Connors, Flex Wrestling very own Chael Connors. So, and the Ground Zero champion, Chael Connors. That was me answering. I believe that was me answering his championship open challenge, volume 140, Ground Zero volume 140. That was 3 months ago. Chael Connors versus Colt Allen, singles. That would be the match. If I was going to showcase, if I had to put a wrestling resume and only put one match on that resume, it would be me versus Chael. Yeah.
Okay. And if those matches are indeed on YouTube, you said the one was on your YouTube page.
Yep, the one with me and Wrecking Ball from Flex. Yep, that is on my YouTube. You can find that at Bald Eagle Colt Allen. And then the other one is on the official Ground Zero page Ground Zero Volume 140.
Perfect.
That's the main event of that episode. Yep.
And I will grab those links and put it in the description of the video below for anybody that hasn't seen it, wants to see it, wants to re-see it after this interview.
Awesome. I hope they do. I hope they check it out, and I hope they enjoy it.
And since we are nearing the conclusion of this interview, we are wrestling with the 8 questions of doom.
Dun, dun, dun.
This is our speed round, our bonus round, the round where we see who you really are. Are you ready?
I'm ready.
Excluding yourself, greatest wrestler of all time.
Ric Flair.
Worst wrestler.
Ooh. Worst wrestler? God, I don't know. David Arquette?
I will
He's actually training now, though, so I can't even say. I don't know. Yeah, I'll stick with that.
You're main eventing WrestleMania for the World Championship. Who is your opponent?
Gunther.
If you could come out to anyone's entrance music, past or present, who would it be?
The Macho Man, Randy Savage, Pomp and Circumstance.
Finish the sentence. Kayfabe is...
Alive.
We would have also accepted taste great on toast. Squash, vegetable or fruit?
I believe that would be a vegetable. I hope. I'm probably wrong, though.
Is vegetable your final answer?
Based on you saying that, it leads me to believe that I'm wrong. So I almost want to change it now. Well, what if you're throwing a curveball at me to make me second guess myself? Yes, I'm going to lock in final answer.
Final answer is vegetable.
Ah, yes. So it was a double. Yes, all right. So
No, I'm asking you. Is it that's your final answer is a vegetable?
Yes, it is. Yes, that's my final answer, vegetable.
It is indeed a fruit.
Oh, damn it.
It has seeds. Tomato logic.
Ah, right. That's the tomato gimmick. Right.
Yep. Mm-hmm.
The seeds.
New Japan wrestler Taichi. His ring gear gets smaller every year, revealing more of himself to the world. My question, what is the appropriate trunks to butt cheek ratio for ring gear?
That depends severely upon who you ask. Now, me as a trunk wearer and as somebody who, well, I don't know. I don't like my cheeks hanging out. I like a nice little, my trunk length has just got to be right over the curve of the butt cheek, right? So it's covering all of the butt, but as soon as the leg is there, you don't want it riding down the leg, right? Or anything like that. So that would be, for me, that's what I say. But you look at I see people who are in much better shape than me, people like Channing Decker. That guy's got some little bit of half moon showing there. But then there's another fella that we see when we go, I had mentioned earlier, Ultimate Wrestling is a company. Their heavyweight champion is a guy named Millie Man. You can also find him at places like Upstate Pro Wrestling, other various places in the northern area of New York. And, they're not trunks, it's a singlet, but that brother has, he's kind of nearing, public indecency, almost. Yeah.
So too cheeky.
Very cheeky. Very, very cheeky. So I guess that kind of depends on who you ask, but as far as me, my comfort level, what I like, just right below, right below the butt cheek line. So, just right, the traditional, the traditional style, right? The traditional, 80s, 90s, kind of territory gimmick. Yeah.
And
little high waist isn't too bad either.
I gotcha. And the last question, the main event, the thing everybody wants to know. Have you ever had a conversation with a stranger in a supermarket about Darby Allin?
I have not. Nope, I have not. I cannot say that I have.
And that is the correct answer. And that will conclude this interview. Thank you so much for coming on and doing this with me.
Well, thank you for inviting me. I'm really glad to have the opportunity to come on.
Absolutely. And once again, where can we find all things Colt Allen on social media?
All ads are at Bald Eagle Colt Allen. All one word. That's me, at Bald Eagle Colt Allen. If there's a platform and it has a little at in front of it, guaranteed it's going to be at Bald Eagle Colt Allen. I've made it the same for everything. So, yep.
And you don't even have to type it into your Google machines. All of the links to all his social media will be in the description of the video below, but on YouTube and Castbox. Simply click the link. A new tab will appear on whatever device you are on. You have no excuse. Give them a damn follow. And
That's right.
And if you're on a show, buy a damn short.
That's right.
Of course, thank you for listening. If you like what we're doing, please like, subscribe, comment, both on YouTube and Castbox. This was sponsored by Rogue Energy and Player One Coffee. Join us next Tuesday and Wednesday for new incredible interviews, and follow the show at Wrestling with E, both on X, Thread, and Instagram for information on who we're interviewing, when we're interviewing them, links to those interviews, and so much more. Follow me personally at JamesJ993. Alright, when I say wrestling wit, you say entertainment, okay?
You got it.
For our special guest, Colt Allen, Kaliko Yacht, Scooter Dust, I'm James J, and this has been Wrestling Wit
Entertainment.
Hey folks, this is the Colossal Mike Law, and you are listening to Wrestling with Entertainment. Enjoy the show, support these guys. We appreciate it very much. We'll see you at ringside.